All right, so real quick in this video, I'm going to go over my thinking process in this Tesla trade. The trade took about 3 minutes and 30 some seconds, or maybe a little bit under. It was actually one of my quickest trades this week. And since holding this $100 account for my students to show that this stuff works, overall, the account, I made one trade in 23. It was a couple of shares of NEO. NEO didn't go in that direction that I thought it would. And this was before the whole indicator, and I was just throwing money into NEO just to see what it would do. But anyways, I had lost money, took the $100 down to like 80 or some. And then this year I wanted to get back into trading and teaching. So I took that $80, bought, I think, a Tesla put for about 70, flipped it $10. 74 or something like that to 84. And so I made the goal of 10%, a little bit over with that. And then so for the remaining trades, they were pretty much Teslas. I think there's one Apple in there, but overall the account went from 100 down to 80, and now it's back up to 170 in a matter of about seven days worth of trading. So we're already up 70%, and that's just with $100. Now, you know, if you're trading 1,000, that's $700. 10,000 is 7,000. 100,000 is 70,000, and so on. So we're almost 100% profit. The goal here in my teaching is we're trading stock options, and if you've never heard of stock options or you don't know what stock options are, they're basically contracts. For every one option contract, you're trading 100 shares worth. So on these options tables, you're going to see, for instance, 0.70, right? When you buy them, well, that's $70. And then 1.4 is 140, and 5.45 is 545, and so on and so on. So anyways, these indicators, they are a mix of my revised inputs for the Ichimoku cloud, Heiken Ashi with linear regression candles. That way I'm not getting faked out by regular candles. And then the algorithm that I used for our hedge fund, it's giving me the buy and sell signals, and then also the volume lines that you can see. And there is a mix of some cloud in here. I don't really see one right yet. It's sometimes... I really don't know why this does this. I'm going to have to get a hold of TradingView, but sometimes it loads up and then other times it doesn't, especially with dealing with certain time frames. So anyways, going into this trade, I saw the 1 hourly did not hit the sell signal. This had just came in, I think, shortly after my trade and I exited. But I was looking at the 15 minute. Going into pre-market, Tesla was up. Then the 15-minute hit, and I say it was up because pre-hours, it was trading higher than, I think, yesterday's close. I'm not quite sure what it was, but we can look. But basically, the pre-market, it was trading over that. And I was kind of anticipating today would actually be a bull day, which we are a little bit. But the sell signal came in. I was like, okay, so that's a good sign. I'm going to trust the indicator, and it hasn't failed me. Okay, so it hit. I gave a little time to. I like to in the system marinate and let the prices kind of adjust. However, we were still on this 5-minute fall down, and I think it was around this area. I traded from 9. I have to pull up the statement. It like I said, it was a 4-minute trade, so it was like 9:38 to 9:42 or something like that. But right here, it jumped in this candle, and I was like, okay, it's going to eventually pull back, right? We know that. So I went ahead and put the order in for Tesla. I think 2-week contract out of the money. It was around $1.34, $1.33, and instead of putting the limit order to sell at $1.43, I went ahead and just bumped it to $1.45, and literally within 3 minutes and 20 some seconds, it hit. It retraced back, and that was a 10% that I was happy with. Now, each one of my trades has fluctuated in between 7 to 11, maybe 12%. And that's the goal. Like, I'd rather leave the market in a day, even if I'm trading 100,000 and I'm up just by $1, I would rather be in the green than in the red. And in my day, happy. I'm happy with just $1. I tell my students this: if you're making just at least $1, you're making more than most of the people in the stock market. 90% of traders fell, and I'm going to keep reiterating that because of the fact that it's true. Unfortunately, I think it's just due to bad coaching or not coaching at all, and they make mistakes and they never come back. And I've discussed this with all my students. It takes a lot of mental toughness to be able to break that cycle of if you do have a bad trade, how to beat that. And it just comes with experience. Even if you're losing in the stock market, it's technically you're paying for lessons learned and for education. But if you can at least make $1 or even just break even, you're getting free education for that day. So that's my mentality. If I can at least make $1 or break even, if I can close the trade, not make anything at all, not lose anything at all, I'm a very happy man. And that's what I tell each one of you guys who will be in my courses or in my program, that if that's the goal, I want you guys to successfully be happy trading, because there is a lot of miserable people out there that trade, and that's because they lose and they don't know how to beat the market. And I'm telling you, with the right trading and with the right trading strategy and the education that you're going to receive, I'm already up 70%, and it's just been, I think, 7 days. So that's a pretty good statistic. I was a hedge fund manager, owner, and when I traded, it was literally with the same mentality, just with other people's money. It was bigger trades, yes. I've traded upwards on to $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 worth, and it just takes mental toughness to break that understanding that, hey, just because you're down, the market's going to reside as long as you're trading with the trend and you're being smart about it. I could sit here and teach you so much about the psychology and how institutions trade, but really when you're day trading, the basics are following the trend for the day and understanding price action. That's all that matters, volume and price action. You'll hear that from every trader. If you can understand price action and volume levels, hopefully you should win. So anyways, my mentality coming into this trade was literally, I saw the 5-minute and 15-minute set up for a sell. I saw where the volume levels and support and resistance lines were. We had resistance, obviously, I think it showed right here at the 191. Yesterday, I don't even think, let me check back. Was this yesterday? Yes. So yesterday we just hit 193. So this, obviously this area right here is resistance, but right here, because here's the high, it was fluctuating up, it broke past that. These candles, the wicks, yes, they broke, but right here, they're about 192, 191. So I knew that, if we get up to that point, which we did right here, 191.26, there's going to be some retracement. And the wick hit, I waited, got in the trade, the wick was falling back down. Tesla broke 188, 187, and 10% done in options. And that's the power of options. It literally just takes very little price movement for you to be up or down 10, 20, 30, 40%. And you just have to, and that's also a mental toughness that you have to get over in the options world, is you will see your account go negative, but as long as you understand how options work, how the trade will go in your favor, you'll come out on top. So anyways, we're just going to take a look at some other stuff that I want to share, and that is being able to use the Ichimoku correctly. Now, I have taken out the clouds, but you could see that there were clouds popping up. Again, they disappeared. Might just be with this 5-minute time frame. I'm using the lagging span line to tell me when pretty much the trend is over. Yes, it's up at this point, but when the sell comes in, the MACD that I have, the oscillator that I've built out, the RSI, and this HRSI, when you see that, you're going to know, okay, pretty much the trend is over. We were declining right here in these 3 dots. We had a bear, and then we had a bear, and then, of course, it broke right there. Around 3 or 4 dots, that's when the trend is over, especially when they're trending downwards. When that dot breaks this middle line, it's usually a good indication that the trend is going to reverse. Now, right here, obviously, you can see that we had a green dot shortly after. But if you take a look at the lagging span line, the buy, so right here when the buy came in, I don't know where the cloud is. It may pop up, it may not in the 5 minute. But right here was support. The lagging span line was up. We had a green, where are we at? Right here. We had a green dot. We're in the green for the HA RSI. The RSI is pointing to the north. A little bit of incline and upward trend in the RSI, but these two were definitely confirmations. This was another one. So I would give this all 4, all 5, whatever, 5 out of 5. All my confirmations are showing green, so it would have been a good trade. Just like this, the downward. When the candle breaks away from this, I think when you use linear regression, I think this is a quick EMA. When it breaks that, you've got a good confirmation there. The candle, the sell signal came in, the red dot, the RSI, HARSI, all was show. It's basically a Heiken Ashi RSI. It's all confirmations are good there. So this is why these are good trades. I'm not trading the full movements. You know, what you could, let me reiterate that. You could, and I have 5 minutes. So depending on the strike price, how far out of the money it is, you have to let those ride a little bit more to pick up that 10%. And that's where you have to understand delta, gamma, and rho. The theta in this case is really not important to me. However, that's why I do look at theta, see if I should hold overnight, or if I don't. Typically, I don't hold overnight. If you're a swing trader and you're trading 4 hourly or hourly candles or time frames, yes, take a look at the theta, which is theta decay, and that's the amount that the option will lose in a day. Every day that the contract ends and comes closer to its expiration, that's how much theta you'll lose. Now, delta gamma tells you for every price point that the stock moves up or down, you'll make that much or you'll lose that much. So that's where you have to learn the basics of options. But right now, I'm literally just buying calls, buying puts, and then reselling the same strike price. There's other strategies out there. I'm not going to get into detail. But anyways, the gist of this is just basically understanding how to quickly trade and make the 10% and get out. So right here, we had another good sell point on the 4 hourly. We knew that the overall trend was down. Coming into today, we had a retracement where the bulls were trying to buy back. But remember, there's always those phases where you're going to have short sellers selling, buy to close their positions. Bulls will see that and get faked out, and then it will trend back down. So I kind of saw that, and I was like, okay, we're in a retracement zone again. It's going to be a continued bear. There's the resistance cloud here. We're not even close to this, so it's going to fall back. So I went ahead and put the put in, and again, just made 10, 11% in a matter of 4 minutes. 1 hourly chart. If you're trading 1 hourly, just be careful. You know, right here, you've got the same rules apply. You got a green dot, you got the RSI, you got the Heiken Ashi RSI, all confirmations on green. We got the bull here. If you got in at let me zoom in, I just lost it. 184, you quickly had a retracement for 183. You would have saw a little loss there, but then you can see that it was a retracement up. Now, I usually tell people, never trade a bull in a bear market or in a bear trend, right? This is a huge bear trend all the way from December 28th. I've done some calls and still made money, because if you buy here and then sell here, you're making money. That's still an short uptrend within a bear trend, overall bear trend. So just be cautious with those rules. I always tell my traders, don't be taking bull trades in bear markets, and vice versa. Don't be taking bear trades in bull markets or upward moves. However, you can still make money if you're in and out. So anyways, I hope this video helped. If you have any questions about my trading program, how I trade, how to begin trading, we're going to be getting involved a lot more in Telegram, my Discord, Patreon. If you need any of that information, I'm going to drop it in the comments or all in the comments and the description. And as always, happy trading, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.